Hi, thank you for joining me. Today we are going to go over words with letter H in ASL. And the first one is habit. And you're going to make an S with both of your hands. And you're going to make one drop. You're going to bring the arms together and one drop down is habit. And hack, as in to hack down, or we would call it just cutting down a tree. But it's also referred to as hacking down. But the way in ASL, how that is probably like you would probably think. You come across the shoulder and down, you hack down, or the right hand too, either way, is to hack down. And the word ha-ha, as in funny, comical, it would just be H-A real quick. Ha-ha. And hail, as in a storm, and you get hail falling, you would do like falling, and then like big quarter size hail just coming down. So it's falling hail. Although that's not the way you do hail in ASL, but that's how the sign is for that kind of hail. And then hair, 1 minute. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Had an interruption. Okay, hair is you just take a strand of hair and point to your hair, obviously. And then haircut, you do the sign for K, and then circles around your hair. Haircut. And then hairspray, you take your pointer finger and bend it, and where your hair is like you're spraying it around your hair, which is probably a little obvious. All right, and half hour, like 30 minutes, half hour type of thing. You'll take your left hand up, and because an hour would be like this, but a half hour, you would start at the top and then go down. Half hour. And then halftime, like football for instance, they have halftime. You take your right hand flat and in between your fingers. Half. In hall, like the hallway for instance, you have to finger spell H-A-L-L. H-A-L-L. And then Halloween, it would be the sign for kind of like a mask. You put your hands in front of you and then apart. It would be like a mask. Like you have the mask on and you move it. But that's the sign for Halloween. And then hamburger would be kind of like you're making the burger. It'd be like one side and then the other, like you're making one. And then hammer would be like what you would probably think. You're hammering. And then hands, you just touch one to the other. Hands. Then handshake would be like this, or like this. Or you can hold the hand like a handshake. It's kind of hard doing a handshake with your hands. And handsome, to say a guy is handsome, it'd be face and clean. And hang, like you want to hang something on a wall. You take your pointer finger bent but up high and kind of drop it a little because you're hanging. And it takes like a bent wire or something to hang something. In Hanukkah, the sign for Hanukkah, you would just do the number 4 and bring your pinky finger together and out. Because like the menorah has 4 candles. I'll get it together one day. And you bring it out. Your fingers, your pinky together and out. And happen, like something happened, you take your pointer finger upside down and then turn it the right side up. You say, what happened? Then happy, up at the chest, and you do like a motion, happy. Then hard, like this is hard or a hard rock. You take the letter H, bent, and with your right hand on the other, carefully pounding it on your other hand. It's hard. In harvest, like you harvest your vegetables or even flowers, it would be grow and then chop. Because, you know, the plants have grown and you're cutting them down. And then hats, like wearing a hat, it would, you know, your right hand and then tapping the top of your head, hat. And hate, as in you hate something, it's distasteful. With both hands, you take your middle finger and your thumb and flick it away. You hate, and with a disgusted look or something. You hate that. And like to haul or to pull something, you take your pointer finger bent and together, and you're hauling, to haul or pull. And have, like I have a puppy or I have a kitty, either way, it's just have. You bring it to yourself. And for hawk, like the bird, you take your 3 fingers up to your nose. Because when you're talking about any other bird, you just do like the tweet, like, or the beak. But because of the hawk's claws, is what this is representing, and up to the nose, hawk. And he is just he, because you're pointing to the person. And then head is just pointing to your head. But if you point with your fingers like this, just make sure it's not at the forehead, because that's like, don't know. If you're pointing here, it's, they know you're referring to your head. And then headache, you do the sign for pain, but up around your head, headache. And for headlight, like on a car, it's car, and then flash is the headlights. And here, like a hearing person, you'll rotate your finger here and then point to your mouth. So here is a hearing person. And one we've gone over, but it doesn't hurt to repeat, is hearing aid. And you do the X shape and up to your ear, but behind it for hearing aid. And then heart, you take your middle finger on your right hand and just do like it's beating, your heartbeat. And then heart attack would be, you take your left hand on your heart, and then the right middle finger again, and then the beating. But this sign with the hand there would mean heart attack. Then heaven is up and then out. You kind of cross your hands. And heavy is like a weight. You just bounce your hands up and down. It's heavy. And hectic, like things are crazy and stuff. It's around, but it's out and over here. Everything is just hectic. Then height, you point to the top of your head, but up. Height. And helicopter, you take your left hand with the pointer finger, and then the 3 number on top, and like move it around even. Then, let's see here. And then hell, as in heaven and hell. This hell is, you do the letter H and down. If you're talking about someone going to hell, it's the letter H and down. And then hello is just like hi, hello. And helmet, like with a bicycle, motorcycle, you just make a round shape like a helmet and then down because of it going over your face. And then help, like let's say you're asking, it's both ways. If you're asking someone if they want help, you take your hand flat, left hand flat, and your right hand with the thumb up and out. That's how you're asking someone if they want help. But then when you bring it in, you're saying, I need help. You can say, help, please, or help. And actually, if you're asking someone if they want help, you just have to do this sign. You don't have to do want, help. They just know you're asking if you want help. Let's see. And then here, like right here, I'm here, stuff like that. It's just a rotation here with both hands. And then hermit, as in someone who lives alone, they want to be alone, in seclusion. You just have to finger spell H-E-R-M-I-T. And to hesitate, it's the S hand and then up and down. And a hiccup, like sometimes it's like a little burp or something. Your pointing finger and then twice, a hiccup. And to hide, your left hand flat, and then your thumb, and you go under, hide. And then high, like if you're talking about something that's high, it's the letter H and up is high. In high school, it's just HS, which is nice. So you don't have to spell out the whole, just HS. And then highway, like you get on the highway and stuff, it's the letter H sideways, and then like this, highway. And then a hill, like the side of a mountain or something, you just take your both hands and then up, like the side, a hill. And then himself, like he'll take it himself. You'll take your thumb and then in that direction, himself. In hindsight, or as in to look back or recollect, it's your fingers pointing out, but going behind you. Like in a song that says, I'll never look back, or I'll never go back. That's the same, hindsight or looking back and so forth. And hinge, like a hinge on a door, is the letter H sideways, and then one of them comes in, a hinge. Then his is his. And history, with your right hand, you'll just do 2 shakes down, history. And to hit or attack or have an impact, you'll have your pointer finger on your left hand, and you make a fist with your right, and like you're hitting. And hitchhike is the same gesture as in the English. It's just your your thumb going back. Hitchhike, the same thing. And hold, as in to hold something. Hold. And a hole, like let's say there's a hole in the ground, you just make the shape of a circle. Hole. And the holidays, as in being carefree, having fun, the hands are flat, and you just shake, holiday. Let's see here. Then holy, left hand flat, and you have your H, is holy. And home is your fingers like this, and then to the chin and back. Home. And homework is just home, then work. And then honest, the left hand flat, and your H, but your middle finger, you'll point down and out, is honest. And honey, you'll take your middle finger, point at your cheek, and then your hand on honey. And then honeymoon, you'll take your middle finger to the left side of the cheek and then to the right. Honeymoon. Then honor is your H, and then up, you honor, or you honor the Lord. Then hope is both your hands and up. My hope is in the Lord. And horns, as in horns on a bull or any kind of animal that has horns, it'll be the top of your head with your S hand and out. Horns. And then hose, like a water hose, you do water, and then hold your wrist, and I guess shake it around if you want it. Then hospital is the letter H, but you'll make the cross on your arm. It'll be down and across. H. Or for hospital. And then hot, as in something's hot, you'll bend your fingers and come to your mouth, kind of making a, and then out, hot. And then for hot dog, you'll do hot and the sign for sausage. Hot dog, or hot sausage, either way. Okay, and hotel, with your left hand and your pointer finger up, and your right hand has the letter H, and it's on top. Hotel. And then hour, like I mentioned earlier, you start here and around. Hour. Then house is down, because it has a point at the top and then down. Then how, like how do you do that, or how, whatever it may be, you take your hands and then a bend, like how. And then you're asking how much. With both hands, you make the S, turn, and out. How much? Then hug, of course, is a general gesture. It's hug. In Hulk or husky, you do tall and then like big shoulders. Hulk. And hum, like you're humming, stuff like that, is the letter M at your mouth and then out. And for humid, like hot and humid, you have to finger spell air, which is A-I-R, and then wet. So the air is wet. And for humorous, you take your right pointer finger next to your nose and then out. Humorous. And 100, you do 1, then the C and out. 100. And if you want to add the dollars in there, like $100, but usually just saying 100, they usually know what you're talking about. And then hungry, one time you make the C shape and down. And hunt, like someone going hunting, it's the letter H and like this, one behind the other. And then hurt, which would be the same as pain. In husband, you take your right hand and point to the head, and then marriage. Because, husband's head of the house, head, and then marriage. And then hypnotize is the fingers moving, but you have your fingers moving, the hand across the eyes, but the fingers moving. And hypocrite, you take your left hand bent, or actually out at first, and then your right hand on top and down, because it's someone hiding the truth. So it's like it hides. Although hide is this, but it's like a cover up. There we go. So the hand out and then down. It's like a covering. All right, and that's all I have for today. Thank you.